without him even telling me. Leaving in 2 weeks, getting back 1 week before the wedding. When I asked how he could make such a massive decision without my input, he said he had considered my input, but ultimately his mental health had to come first. That
Gals,
he
can
couldn't
you
start
hear
our
me?
marriage already feeling resentful about missing this opportunity. I asked if he understood how insulting it was that marrying me required a month-long escape first. He said I was twisting his words again. This wasn't about escaping me. It was about finding himself. And the fact that I couldn't see the difference proved exactly why he needed the space. Every conversation ended the same way, with me somehow being the problem. My concerns were invalid. My feelings were irrational. My boundaries were controlling. And through it all, Sienna's voice in his ear, telling him he was right and I was wrong, that he deserved this, and I was being selfish. So here we are. 6 weeks of fighting, 6 weeks of being gaslit, 6 weeks of watching my fiancé plan an escape from our marriage before it even starts. And now he wants dinner to discuss wedding expectations. Part of me stupidly hopes maybe he's finally coming to his senses, that maybe the man I fell in love with will show up tonight and we can salvage this. But a much bigger part of me knows exactly what this is. He's going to announce he's going regardless of how I feel, probably with a whole speech prepared about what I need to work on while he's gone. Well, I'm done being the accommodating fiancé. Time to hear what he has to say. Update coming after dinner. First update. I'm sitting in my car in the parking lot of the restaurant right now, and I honestly can't decide if I want to laugh or scream. So remember how Julian wanted to meet for dinner to discuss wedding expectations? Well, buckle up because this man just revealed exactly how little he thinks of me, our relationship, and apparently women in general. And I'm genuinely questioning every decision I've made in the last 2 years. I got to the restaurant early and spent 15 minutes giving myself a pep talk. Part of me was still hoping this would be the moment he'd realize how insane he'd been acting. That maybe he'd come to his senses and we could salvage this. I should have known better. Julian walked in with this confident energy that immediately set me on edge. He kissed my cheek like everything was normal, sat down, and ordered us a bottle of wine like we were celebrating something. When the waiter left, I asked him straight up what this dinner was about. He leaned back in his chair and said he'd been reflecting a lot on our relationship and our upcoming marriage. I was nervous because his tone was giving the therapist explaining things to difficult patients. He said that our recent disagreements about his trip had revealed some concerning patterns in my thinking that he felt we needed to address before moving forward with the wedding. I asked what patterns he was talking about. He actually had the audacity to pull out his phone and show me notes, like he'd written down a list of my character flaws. He started with how I'd reacted emotionally instead of rationally to his trip announcement, how I'd made his needs about my insecurities instead of supporting his personal growth, how I seemed more focused on the wedding than the marriage, which worried him about my priorities. Every point felt like a punch to the gut, but I stayed quiet and let him talk because I needed to hear exactly how deep this went. Then he got to the real point of the dinner. He said he'd decided, not discussed, not asked, that he's going to have it regardless of my feelings about it, that he can't let my discomfort dictate his choices, or he'll end up resenting me for the rest of our marriage. He said this like he was being noble, like he was doing us both a favor by establishing boundaries before we said our vows. I asked if he understood that most people would consider planning a month-long vacation with another woman 2 months before their wedding to be a massive red flag, not a boundary. He said that's exactly the kind of conventional thinking that stifles relationships. But wait, it gets so much better. He then launched into what he'd planned for me while he was gone. He said, and I'm quoting here because I'll never forget these words, "I think you should use this time to really focus on preparing for your role as my wife." I asked him what he meant by that, and he actually smiled like he was about to give me helpful advice. He said that since I'd been so focused on my career, I hadn't really thought about the domestic side of marriage, that his mom had mentioned I didn't know how to make his favorite meals, and maybe I could take some cooking classes, that I could use the time to practice making our house more of a home instead of just a place we sleep. I sat there in complete shock as he kept going. He said marriage would require me to shift my priorities a bit, maybe consider going part-time at work eventually, so I could focus more on our home life and future family. That Sienna had really opened his eyes to how important it is for wives to support their husbands' ambitions instead of competing with them. That the strongest marriages have clear roles and expectations, and he wanted to establish that now before we made things official. I finally found my voice and asked if he was seriously telling me I needed to become a 1950s housewife while he went on vacation with another woman. He got this frustrated look and said I was twisting his words, that he just wanted me to understand that marriage requires sacrifice and compromise, and right now he wasn't seeing much willingness to compromise from my end. I pointed out that I'd been compromising our entire relationship while he demanded I accept increasingly disrespectful behavior. He said that's exactly what he meant about my attitude. I saw support as disrespect, which revealed a fundamental misunderstanding of partnership. Then came the line that made me realize I was talking to a stranger. He said, and I quote, "Supportive wives don't question their husband's female friendships. If you can't handle me having close women friends, you're not ready for marriage. Part of being a wife is trusting your husband completely and not creating drama where none exists. I asked him how he'd feel if the roles were reversed, if I announced I was taking a month-long trip with a male friend 2 months before our wedding, told him to use the time to work on being a better husband, and suggested he go part-time at work to support my career better. The look on his face was everything I needed to see. For just a second, his mask slipped, and I saw pure outrage at the idea of me doing exactly what he was demanding I accept from him. But he caught himself quickly and said that would be different because men and women have different relationship needs. That women are naturally more nurturing and home-focused, while men need more freedom and independence. That comparing our situations wasn't fair, because the dynamics are fundamentally different. I told him that was the most sexist thing I'd ever heard him say. He said it wasn't sexist, it was biological reality. And the fact that I was offended by basic gender differences showed how influenced I'd been by modern feminist nonsense that was destroying healthy relationships. I couldn't even respond to that. I just sat there staring at this man I'd agreed to marry, wondering when he'd become this person, or if he'd always been this way, and I'd just been too blind to see it. He took my silence as agreement and kept going. He laid out exactly what he expected from the next 2 weeks before he left. I'd stop complaining about his trip. I'd work on my domestic skills and my attitude. I'd think seriously about my career trajectory and how it would fit into our marriage. And I'd apologize to Sienna for being unwelcoming and hostile toward his friendship with her. Apologize to Sienna, the woman who'd been poisoning my relationship for months. The woman who'd convinced my fiancé that I was the problem. I asked if he was joking. He said he was completely serious, that Sienna had been nothing but supportive of our relationship, and I'd treated her terribly just because I was jealous and insecure. That part of growing up and being ready for marriage meant acknowledging when you're wrong and making amends. I asked about the logistics of our relationship while he was gone. Would we talk every day? Would I be involved in any decisions about the wedding? What was the plan? He got uncomfortable and started hedging. Said he couldn't promise daily communication because he needed true separation to really think. Said I should handle the wedding details myself since I clearly cared about them more than he did anyway. Said he'd need flexibility and couldn't commit to specific check-ins because that defeated the purpose of freedom. Then I asked if Sienna would be comfortable with me visiting if I decided to fly out and surprise him. The way he immediately said no told me everything. He stumbled through some excuse about how Sienna wasn't comfortable with me because of how I'd reacted to their friendship, and that bringing that energy into their trip would ruin the whole experience for both of them. So let me get this straight. My fiancé was going on a month-long vacation with a woman who specifically didn't want me around, and somehow I was the problem. I sat back and really looked at him, at this man who was supposed to be my partner, my equal, my future. And all I saw was someone who wanted a maid and a cheerleader, not a wife. Someone who'd rather listen to another woman than respect his fiancé. Someone who thought marriage meant I'd lose myself while he gained freedom. I asked him one last question. Do you even want to marry me? He looked offended and said of course he did. That's why he was trying to work through these issues now. I said it seemed like he wanted to marry a version of me that didn't exist. Someone who'd happily stay home and cook while he traveled the world. Someone who'd never question him or have needs of her own. Someone who'd put his freedom above her own dignity. He said I was being dramatic again, and that this was exactly why he needed this trip, to get clarity on whether I was capable of being the partner he needed. By the time we left that restaurant, he'd made it crystal clear. He was going on this trip in 2 weeks. I was expected to spend the time working on myself, and when he got back, we'd reevaluate whether I'd grown enough to deserve to marry him. Like I should be grateful he was willing to give me a second chance to prove myself worthy. I'm sitting in my car trying to process what just happened, but honestly, I'm not sad. I'm furious. While Julian was busy explaining all the ways I need to change and listing his expectations for what kind of wife I should become, I was making some realizations of my own. He wants freedom. He wants someone to show him what a supportive partner looks like. Well, I'm about to give him a masterclass in both. Tomorrow I'm making some calls and booking some trips of my own. If Julian thinks I'm going to sit at home taking cooking classes and working on my wifely duties while he parties in Thailand with Sienna, he's about to learn exactly how wrong he is. 2 weeks until his trip? Perfect. That gives me 2 weeks to plan mine. The gloves are off. Update coming soon. Second update. You guys, I am having the time of my life right now, and watching Julian's carefully planned manipulation blow up in his face is giving me so much joy. If he wanted to test my boundaries and see how much disrespect I'd tolerate, well, he's about to find out I'm much better at this game than he ever imagined. So the morning after that disaster dinner, I woke up with complete clarity. I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to give him the emotional reaction he was expecting. Instead, I started making some calls. First call was to my boss explaining I needed to use 3 weeks of vacation time starting in 2 weeks. She was surprised but supportive. Second call was to the best travel agent I could find. Third call was to book the trip of a lifetime to Greece, Santorini, Mykonos, and Crete. Solo female adventure, leaving the exact same day as Julian's Thailand trip. When Julian texted me that afternoon saying he was starting to pack and asking if I'd had time to think about what we discussed, I responded with the sweetest message. I a lot about
Flower
freedom and
boy,
personal
you have
growth.
Dawn
I'm so
muted.
glad we had that conversation. He called immediately.
But
Probably
now
because
I
I
do?
did.
Yeah, why?
I answered cheerfully and told him I'd done some reflecting
Oh
and
boy,
realized
of
he was
course
right.
you
We
muted.
both needed space to figure out who we are as individuals.
Finish them quickly.
So I'd booked myself a
Alright.
3-week trip to Greece, leaving the same day as his Thailand
Do
adventure.
you all still have me
The silence
muted?
on the other end was absolutely golden. Then he started sputtering about the wedding planning and vendor meetings and dress fittings.
Since
I
I knew
reminded him
y'all
sweetly that
were
he'd said I was too
stupid
focused on wedding
and
details than to
y'all
focus more
fell
on
for the
personal
bait,
growth, so I was taking his advice. The confusion in his voice was delicious. He asked who I was going with, and I said I was going solo.
I'm Mario, get
Just
on
like he taught me
Arsenal.
about the importance of
Oh wait, you're
independence
playing
and freedom in
Minecraft.
relationships. He said that was
I'm not
different because I
playing
had
Minecraft.
responsibilities at home. I asked what
And what are you playing,
responsibilities.
Forsaken?
The cooking classes he'd suggested. I could learn to make moussaka in
No, I'm
Greece
not
just as
playing
easily as his
anything
mom's
like
pot
that.
roast here. By the time we hung up,
If you're not playing
everything
anything,
was
then
settled, but
get
couldn't
on
argue because I
Arsenal.
was literally doing exactly what he'd told me to do.
No,
Just
I'm
not in the
good.
way he'd
How the
imagined.
game
That
play.
evening, I posted my plane tickets to Instagram.
Yeah,
Some people get
it's
pre-wedding
not
anxiety. I'm getting pre-wedding adventures. Sometimes the best marriages start with two people who truly know themselves. Julian called within minutes. What is this supposed to mean?
Why is
I told
Elsa
him
in
I
my
was just being
game?
supportive of his philosophy about freedom
Nice.
before marriage.
That's good.
That I'd realized he was right about needing space
Oh my
to
God.
grow
Do you
individually.
wanna build a
The frustration in his
snowman?
voice when he couldn't quite call me out without being a hypocrite.
We can build it like it's gay.
The next 2 weeks were gold. Julian
We
kept
could
sending me
put
updates
in
about
you,
his package
then we
as I
could
was
suck
going
it
there.
through
His
it like
suitcase,
it's.
his new travel backpack, questions about whether he
Ooh,
should wear
that
nice
the
shoes.
Doom
I
Eternal
responded to
shotgun
each one with
actually
increasingly
sucks
pointed
so
comments.
much.
Make sure to pack sunscreen for those beach clubs with Sienna.
You wanna
And don't forget nice outfits for all those sunset dinners. He couldn't tell if I was being supportive or sarcastic, and it was driving him insane. Then the departure date came. Julian and I both left for the airport. Him for Bangkok, me for Athens. The look on his face when he saw my packed bags was priceless. He clearly hoped I'd come around and see him off like his little fiance. Instead, I was calling my own ride.
Hey, Mario,
just
guess
like
what?
a
Pump
comedy
shotgun.
adventure. The first
Mario,
two
do you
days
wanna play
was
Fortnite?
gorgeous content from Santorini. White buildings against blue sky, incredible sunsets, wine tasting, exploring villages. Meanwhile, Julian was posting typical tourist
What do you wait
temples,
for
street markets,
seeking?
him and Sienna making goofy faces at the camera. Then on day 3, everything shifted. Julian's posts turned into full-on beach club party content. And Sienna was in almost every photo wearing almost nothing. Photos of Sienna in a tiny red bikini at an infinity pool, both of them holding cocktails. Sienna in a neon pink string bikini on a boat. Beach club pictures where she was practically draped over
Do
him
you
in a barely
wanna
there
build
white
a
swimsuit.
snowman?
Pool party shots, her in different
We can
bikinis every
suck
day.
it through
Orange,
it.
yellow, black, each one more revealing than the last. My best friend Mara was screenshotting everything and sending it to me with skull emojis. Is he serious right now? She's basically in lingerie in half these photos. And he was worried about you learning to cook moussaka with a local chef? One particularly memorable post showed them at a rooftop bar at sunset. Sienna in a black bikini with a sheer sarong, leaning against him while they watched the view. Caption, living our best lives. Another showed her in a leopard print
Caption,
bikini lying on a
being
beach
made.
daybed next to him. Then came the one that made Mara lose it. Sienna in his hotel bathrobe on their balcony. Coffee cup in
Ooh, I
hand.
just hit
Caption,
him.
room service breakfast just hits
Mario.
different when you're living freely. But I didn't comment on his post.
Is Dom
I was too
annoying?
busy actually living my best life. On day 3 in Santorini, I wandered into this family-owned restaurant overlooking the caldera.
Because I think
The
he
owner's grandson
is.
Nico took my order. We started talking, and I ended up
And
staying
of
for
course his
hours,
bias has
talking to him and his grandmother Yaya Katerina
not
about
on
the island,
it.
about food, about life.
Nice
He offered to
headshot.
show me some hidden spots the tourists never see.
Nice.
Over the next few days, Nico became my guide and my friend. We explored hidden beaches. He taught me to cook traditional dishes in his grandmother's kitchen. We talked for hours about everything and nothing. And I started posting about it, but tastefully. Photos of the cooking lessons, beautiful scenery, moments with Yaya Katerina, everything real and authentic and fully clothed. Unlike the softcore resort wear catalog Julian was posting, the contrast was stark. His posts looked like a spring break
Wow,
MTV
you
special.
blew his
More
brains
beach
out.
clubs, Sienna in a yellow bikini that was basically 3 triangles and string, them at beach bars with her sitting practically in his lap, her in a white crochet bikini that left nothing to imagination. Mine looked like a life-changing cultural experience. Sunset cooking sessions, village explorations, genuine connections. And Julian noticed. His text started getting concerned. Who's that guy in your stories? Are you hanging out with locals? Why aren't you answering your phone? I'd respond hours later with breezy messages. Having an amazing time. Thought we were both enjoying our freedom.
Mario, may I put
Posts
it
with
in
Sienna
you
kept getting more
for
provocative.
$1,000?
Sienna in a metallic gold bikini at another beach club. Beach volleyball in barely there bottoms. A particularly egregious post of them at a full moon party. Her in body paint and a bikini top. Him with his arm around her. The internet was forever, and he was documenting all of it. Mara sent that one with, "I'm sorry, body paint," and he's got his arm around her. And he questioned you about making pastizio with a Greek grandmother. But the best part was watching Julian spiral. By week 2, his texts had gone from concerned to panicked. We need to talk about boundaries. I don't think it's appropriate for you to be spending so much time with some random guy. Are you even thinking about our wedding? I reminded him that he'd spent
You're not
6
on
weeks
YouTube?
telling me that opposite-sex friendships were perfectly normal. And
Bro,
that
as soon as I unmute Dom, he starts profusely shitting his pants.
like he'd asked me
I'm
to
not
be.
shitting,
The
I'm
hypocrisy
spitting.
was so blatant he couldn't even argue back.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I
On
was
that bang, girl.
Nico was kind and funny and treated me like an equal.
Shit on
We'd
my
spend
bang.
mornings at the beach,
Shut the
afternoons cooking with Yaya Katerina, evenings watching sunsets and
Rig
talking
bait's
about our
working.
dreams. There was no pressure,
Um,
no games, no tests.
Look at
Just
this
two
guy,
people
boy.
enjoying each other's company and
Yeah, I'm locked in.
My post reflected that.
I'm not. This is for Ruben.
Experiences. His posts were still
This is for
but there
Ruben.
was something desperate about them now. More beach clubs, Sienna in a blue sequined bikini, more bikini shots, red string bikini at sunset. But the caption
And
was,
what is that?
Living without apologies. And some people understand freedom. Some people don't. By the end of week 2, Julian was trying to video call me multiple times a day. I'd decline and text back that I was busy or that the connection wasn't good. The few times I did answer, I kept it short and sweet. Yes, I was having an amazing time. Yes, Nico was wonderful. Yes, I was learning so much about myself. And then I'd have to go because I was
Nade.
heading to another beach or another family dinner or another adventure. His last string of posts before everything fell apart were almost sad. More full moon party content. Sienna in neon body paint and a bikini
Pop
top.
shotgun.
Different angles of the same party. Him trying to look like he was having the time of his life. But I could see the cracks. The forced smiles. The try-hard captions. Then on Sunday of week
Dom,
3,
guess what I just did, bro?
we need to talk immediately. Something
I jumped up from my chair and then I fell back to my chair. And then, but, bro, I like, I felt like I just gave myself back shots.
Speaking broken Greek and laughing at my mistakes, eating amazing food, feeling more myself than I had in years.
And plus,
Some people
what do you think I'm playing, Dom?
But some people discover that real freedom has nothing to do with tests or trips or proving points. It's about choosing yourself and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Julian's about
Battle
to
Pass.
bikini pics with his friend. I was busy falling in love with an actual life worth living. Update coming soon. Last update. I literally cannot stop smiling at what just happened. Julian video called me and completely melted
in
into
the
the
app.
camera, and honestly, it was exactly what he deserved. So after 3 weeks of increasingly panicked messages from Julian,
Yo, Dom, can I pump elixir in your mom?
I finally answered his video call. I was at Nico's family
Thank you.
restaurant during golden hour, the sun setting over the Mediterranean behind me, and I looked genuinely happy because I was genuinely happy. Julian, on the other hand, was calling from some dingy hostel in Bangkok looking absolutely wrecked.
Bangkok
Launched into
is
this whole
such a
sob story
great
about how
name.
Sienna had met some Australian guy named Dylan and ditched him over a week ago. How he'd been alone in Thailand. How the trip wasn't what he'd expected. How he wanted to come home early and work on us. He looked like he'd been sleeping in his clothes.
Wait, Dom, look at what I got. I got laser
I had to
bullets,
waste more
bro.
time on him. I calmly told him, "I'm not coming home, Julian." His face went through about 5 emotions in 3 seconds. Confusion, disbelief,
He was
anger,
born without
panic.
people.
What do you mean you're not coming home?
What do you mean,
Your
what
trip is
game?
almost over. I'm staying in Greece with Nico, and the wedding
This
is off.
one?
The explosion was immediate. Over some vacation fling, you're throwing away our entire
You
relationship
have just a
over
black
that.
screen.
I stayed completely calm,
Because I died.
which seemed to make him angrier. You threw it away when you
Oh.
told me marrying you meant losing your freedom. Turns out I was the one trapped.
Lock
Greece didn't just give me
19!
Julian, it gave me clarity. He started sputtering about how we could work through this,
Hey, watch this,
how his
father.
trip was a mistake.
Yo, hold up.
I cut him off. I've spent 3 weeks with someone who treats me as an equal, who doesn't think supporting me means silencing myself, who doesn't need to run away to another country with another woman
What
to
is
prove
that?
he wants me.
Why you want a man deal?
That's when he shifted to anger.
Well, look
Started
what's
yelling
going
about
on.
how I was being vindictive and irrational, how I was throwing away 2 years over nothing, how I'd planned this whole thing to hurt him.
Oh shit,
I
that's a
reminded
2.
him that he'd literally told me to work on myself while he was
Bro,
gone.
the flower absolutely
I
sucks.
worked on remembering what it felt like to be valued. And you know what's funny, Julie?
Dom, look, I'm
You
from
told me more
Mario.
remotely from Greece than I ever was listening to you tell me I should go
Green buddy.
part-time. Turns out I didn't
Look.
need to sacrifice my career. I needed to leave you. He completely lost
Yo, the candy cane minigun, my favorite.
how I'd regret this.
I didn't even get
Spending
5
days
seconds.
sitting in a hostel bed, alone because his best friend had abandoned him.
Uh,
Losing people. I said sweetly, "How's Sienna? Oh wait, she left you for Dylan. Or did she? Because I'm curious.
You're
Julie.
cheating!
Does Dylan even exist? The look on his face told me my suspicion was right. There was something he wasn't saying about Sienna's
She's
disappearance,
that one
but I didn't need to know the details. I just
Let
needed to be done. Here's what's going to
me
happen.
guess, this guy's gonna snipe me?
You're going to handle canceling all the wedding vendors. You're going to tell everyone why the wedding is off. And you're going to leave me alone.
Mario!
He tried one last manipulation.
Yep.
Get over yourself,
What
Isaac.
I just stepped
I'm
on?
giving you one last chance to stop being ridiculous before we're done. I actually laughed.
4.
Julian, you've been done since you told me to learn to cook while you
Oh,
were
should I buy?
wearing bikinis. I just needed 3 weeks in Greece to remember what I deserve.
Wait,
and it's not
should I get John
While you were posting thirst traps at beach clubs,
John
I did
Wick?
something real. While you were testing my loyalty, I was discovering I deserve someone who never makes me prove my worth. While you were finding yourself, I was
Wait,
finding someone who
wait,
never
what do
made
I
me
get?
feel lost.
What's the chances?
I could see movement.
Yo, Dom, if I get any one of
Let
these,
whoever was there hear this. Enjoy
any one of those legendaries, will you kiss me?
for a freedom trip. How you chose your single friend's advice over your partner. How you posted bikini photos with another woman 2 months before your wedding and then got mad when I
Please.
actually took your advice about independence. Then I hung up while he was still trying to respond. Blocked his number. Turned to Nico, who'd been pretending not to watch
How
him
am I
across
not
the restaurant.
dead?
He came over and I kissed him. Properly. For the first time. And it felt like coming home in a way my actual home never had. My phone exploded with
Bailey.
messages from friends and family after
So,
Julian
the
appeared,
rarest
all able
one
to tell his version of the story.
is...
But Mara had already
Yo, Dom, if I get the Endbringer, will you kiss me?
filled Thailand posts and my message about him wanting me to learn to be domestic while he was gone. The support was overwhelming. 3 days later, Mara sent me the tea I'd been waiting for. Sienna wasn't some innocent friend. She was a con artist who'd been running a long game. There was no Dylan. She drained Julian's bank account, maxed out his credit cards, and stolen his passport before disappearing. He'd been stranded in Bangkok for 2 weeks, had to call his parents for emergency money to get home. The police report Mara found online revealed Sienna had done this to multiple men. Fake identity.
Imagine I get
friendship,
material,
real
man.
theft. Julian had literally thrown.
But should I try to get this?
Scammer who saw him coming from a mile away.
What is
I sent Mara back. He really threw away a real woman for a literal criminal. The universe has a sense of humor. Mara added. And all those bikini photos are still up.
I'm dead.
The internet is forever. Everyone can see him draped all over a known scammer.
Not surprising.
Apparently, Julian's parents had
Please!
devastated they'd lost me as a
I got John
His mom
Wick!
told Mara I was the best thing that ever happened to him. But I was already gone, already building a new life. 3 months later, mutual friends reported Julian was back
No,
home
please.
living with his parents.
Speed! I need something cool!
And dealing with the humiliation of everyone knowing he got
Fish.
scammed by his best friend. 6 months later, I'm still in Greece. Extended my visa, working remotely for my
Pencil!
helping out at Nico's family restaurant when I can, learning Greek from Yaya Katerina, cooking family recipes,
Wait.
integrated into village life. I'm happy in a way I didn't know was
What the
possible.
fuck?
My last Instagram post was simple.
Alright.
A photo of
The
me
time's
on a
up.
bonfire. Genuine
Wait, Dom, you
Instagram
wanna see
photos.
something?
Caption,
Oh, wait.
chose
You came off for that
found
one.
myself, never settling again. Mara commented,
Wait, it's my favorite, the
Greek
bow!
Island goddess. This is what
Bro,
choosing
why
yourself
can't you
is.
go for that?
Anyone dealing with
Dom,
someone
look.
they can test you, manipulate you, or make you smaller.
Mario,
than
look
you
at my
are.
screen.
Don't argue. Don't beg. Just choose yourself and watch
Mario.
them realize too late what they lost. Julian wanted freedom. He got it.
Look at my
Just
screen,
than
bro.
he imagined. And I got something better. A life where I'm valued, respected, and truly free. Living well really is.
You're becoming a more retarded version of Dom.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'm sorry, but what? It's true?
Don't say anything back to that, Mario, because he's just gonna get pissed off.
Considering you server muted me and server
I knew
deafened me,
it.
Yep.
Should have messaged you that. I should have messaged you that. My bad. Next time I'll message you.
what? Coming from the guy who said that. Considering you said that 5 times, I think you should shut up.
No one cares. And then you're gonna mute me. No, block me, because you're a pussy.
No, because I need to be. I should have blocked you in the first place. You're a horrible fucking friend. I don't like you. You're actually such a horrible friend.
Then explain to me why you unfriended me and then you added me back like a few months later. Exactly what Isaac did. I unfriended Isaac. Everything was going fine. He messaged me on Discord saying,
Bro, the last time
you did the same.
the last time you did it, and it wasn't even a day. Not even a day. And you unblocked me. I don't even think. Yeah, you should.
Whatever, little bro. Just unadd me now. You really don't like me, though.
I already blocked you. I unadded you by default. So whatever.
Okay, I guess I should just ban you from the server then. Or not ban, kick.
Oh. Not my fault. I'm actually a good friend. My fault. I didn't say the N-word 5 times.
Oh, Mario, did you hear that?
At least I didn't say the N-word 5 times.
He's an actual good friend?
Yeah, considering you said the N-word 5 times and I literally have that recorded, I have it recorded. Not even to you? You were just saying it, which is still racist, by the way. I could literally dox this to the whole server. Who could have guessed that? And then your pussy ass is gonna ban me from the goddamn server.
Horrible friend, that's why.
No, because I haven't said the N-word 6 million times for no reason and thought it was funny.
Say it 6 million times.
At least I actually have. At least my friend is normal. At least my friend isn't racist.
Whatever, little bro.
At least my friends aren't racist, right?
1 second.
You actually suck. Don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Don't even talk.
If you don't want to get talked to, just leave the call.
No, I want to talk to you, Mario, but not this loser. I want to talk to you, but not this loser. Oh, and your pussy ass brand me. Got it. You. Dodging it. Is there anyone wanna play with me? Yes. Cause you could be like this. You can be like this. You can be racist. You can be racist.
Alright, you know what to do.
So what up, everybody? I got in the game with that. That.
Stop it.
Nigga. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with your stupid ass. Here's the problem. You can't handle. No, not no. Watching the fucking speak to me, you arrogant little shit. Don't even speak to me. Don't even speak to me. Don't even speak to me. Don't even talk to me. You remove me? Stupid. arrogant shit. Get out of my fucking servers, you arrogant little shits. You stupid. Don't even speak to me. Don't even speak to me. Bye. 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 I'm actually banning y'all. Expert, because I'm actually a mean person. Want to speak to me? No, you're fucking getting blocked. Shit. Don't even fucking speak to me, you little arrogant shit. You stupid shit. Don't even speak to me.
When you try to press the power button on your computer, the power button moves down inside the computer and blocks the opening. How happy will your wife be? After watching the previous video, my wife was able to turn on the computer easily. I saw that she was using the computer by putting her hand under the sensor and pressing the power button. This time, we are going to make the power button go all the way down inside the computer. I also removed the steel plates so that the power button can move up and down. I cut the side of the power button with a knife to separate it. To fix the switch and linear actuator, it was printed with a 3D printer. If you install it but only the button moves down, you can press the button with a long object. The device that blocks the button entrance, which was originally attached to the top, was moved to the inside of the computer and installed. The sensor has also been moved to the bottom. If this happens, you won't be able to turn on the computer by putting your hand under the sensor. Let's try installing a computer at home.
Why are you taking my flower pot?
Because it's mine. Your boy stole it off my porch.
No, my sons made that for me for Valentine's Day.
I bought this in Costa Rica on my last cruise. Still got the price tag on it. Your brat's off my property.
Get out of here!
Your little criminal snuck into my house and stole my wall clock.
What?
It was a hand-painted purple and white wall clock. My son made it.
Are you sure you didn't misplace it? You're getting up there in years, no offense, but you probably forget where you put things.
No offense, but you should be sterilized.
Get out of my house!
Those boys would have been better off raised by wolves. Maybe it's my dementia, but I still haven't found my purple wall clock.
Nobody in my family knows or cares where your stupid clock is.
Look what I found stashed in the boys' playhouse.
Please tell me that's not a purple wall clock. Pack your bags. We're moving.
What do you want?
The boys have something they'd like to say to you.
I have some tea heating on the stove. Perhaps you'd better come inside, boys. You boys want some peanut brittle?
Who's that?
That's my little boy.
Where does he live?
He died when he was 12.
How come?
He got sick. What you did was wrong, but it's
For those who are rich, would you ever...
I am so good with this Boss Bandit deck. Dude,
I started going by.
What happened to Zach D. Film? He used to make interesting videos. How stitches work, how to escape a car trunk, and could armor stop a bullet. But recently, I've noticed a dark change since Biohazard on a Plane.
Diarrhea exploded from the woman.
Bro, this is so unnecessary. But this short actually went viral, and that changed everything.
Guys, have you ever seen one of those shorts that say, slow this video to 0.5x, or speed it up to 2x, and thought?
All I ever wanted to be as a kid was a millionaire. Did I ever tell you my dad's last words to me?
Careful, son, I don't think the safety's on.
Before that, he said, Duck Boy, you live in a country that doesn't value kindness, hard work, or intelligence, but rewards people for lying, cheating, and backstabbing. Take advantage of that. God, I miss the old guy. All I ever wanted to be as a kid was a millionaire. Did I ever
I already have all games. I edit for fun. No, I want to watch.
fucking drugs. Skibbity, skip, skibbity, hop to a hop. Skip, skibbity, hop to a hop. Hi guys. Hi guys, my name's Timmy. Welcome to my game. Hi guys, my name's Timmy. Welcome to my game. Hi guys, my name's Timmy. Welcome to my game. Bet you didn't find this, little bear. Bet you didn't find this. Bet you didn't find this, little. Um. Bet you didn't find this, little. I go slow. Yeah, I'm just gonna move. If I change this to one.
Hi guys, my name's Timmy. Welcome to my game. Hi guys, my name's Timmy. Welcome to my game.